if I traded it all.
So welcome back, everyone. I want to say hi to everybody on Facebook. Again, follow us, like us, and then I'm going to be sharing this after the show. We're going to be having a ton of fun. This is really going to be great for almost everybody out there, practically. I have with me Scott Sniffen, and he is the owner of CarMinds. Welcome to the show. You got to tell everybody. You're awesome. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so my name's Scott Sniffen.
Go in that mic.
I've been in the car business since I was 19 years old, and I started as a salesperson and really took a liking to the business and helping people. And I worked for the same company for 16 years, learned the business. And when I was 38, I bought my first dealership. And it was an old rundown dealership, so we bought property, built a brand new facility. It was the largest in Northern California. And a few years later, was awarded a second franchise by a different manufacturer. And in 2013, both stores were sold to one of the big public companies. And I'm enjoying myself post dealer life. And
what's it like to be a post-car dealer? That's a great thing. Ask question. What's it like?
Yeah, well, you know what? The thing of it is it goes with you everywhere because everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a question about, the car dealership, the process, what happens. Even when I met you the first time when you called and we're talking about me coming on the show, we started talking about CarMinds, and without really knowing what CarMinds is, like most conversations, it goes very quickly into somebody's experience. And you had just recently bought a vehicle, so I think that's where that came in. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm not sure if you were the one, but somebody said it's kind of cool to talk with you because you're kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You've been behind the curtain, and it's really not that much mystery or mystique. But it's largely misunderstood.
So explain to them what you do. So explain that.
Sure. So my business, CarMinds, is a business-to-business service where I provide management, training, and leadership coaching to car dealers. Okay? But what I'm here to talk to our listeners about today is a consumer education series that was really something that I've been toying with for a long time.
Thank you very much, because nobody likes the process.
Correct.
Nobody. Go ahead. And so what I want to get that straight. The business that you had was for business to business, but you decided that you wanted to branch yourself so that you can help everyone out there.
That's right. So I still have the business to business side of things, and what I do works together with each business, both businesses separately and consumers separately. But really what I am here to do is to help consumers understand the process, to be able to decipher the large amount of information that's out there now that wasn't before, and let people get comfortable with the process.
Oh, it's awesome. I really did. I said that to you. Thank you when I first met you.
Right.
Now, I wanted to go, I know that we have some things that we want to get out, but one of them is that I want to talk about your webinar series real quickly so that they can hear that. And go ahead. About the webinar series. Just talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So the webinar series, what it is I've created webinars for the different parts of buying a vehicle. So there's a separate one that focuses on new vehicles, a separate webinar for used, yet again a separate one for parts and service, and another one for financing. And financing, of course, we cover traditional financing, leasing, accessories, warranties, and all the other things that go into the decision-making process when you buy a car.
After as well.
Right.
Okay, so here's what I want to do, because we're going to open up the lines to the audience, because you've got something kind of neato. It's a free buyer's checklist for them. Everybody out there is going to get that. And it comes with a deal analysis worksheet. That sounds awesome. Can you tell everybody what that is?
Yeah, so it's a proprietary document that I've used for many years, and it's the same workflow or process that I use when I'm evaluating a purchase transaction for myself or my family or friends. So if you fill in the blanks, whether you use my service or not, if you use the check sheet and you fill in the blanks on the deal worksheet, whether it's one car or multiple cars or different makes and models that you're considering, you'll understand exactly what your options are, what your choices are, and what you're committing to financially.
Now, how long have you were doing car sales?
I've been 30 years.
And owned them and owned
30 years, yeah.
actually the dealerships as well. He is nationwide.
Correct.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to open up the lines to the audience real quickly so that people can call in for it, because
Awesome.
I think everyone that owns a car all would agree that this is an awesome service that you're offering
Sure.
for everybody. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can check them out on their website. It is CarMinds. It's all together, CarMinds.com. You can also call them direct. That number is 925-285-5859. Or call in here and get this. It's a free buyer's checklist, and it comes along with a deal analysis worksheet. Call us here at 602-277-5369. Okay, so let me ask you a couple of other things.
Sure.
I didn't kind of go here, so I want to go over here now. You've obviously lived through a lot of market changes. What is the most significant change to you besides high prices?
Well, it's a question that when I think about it, it makes me realize my age. But when I go back to the beginning, 19 years old, 30 years ago, there were different brands out there that are gone today. The processes are different, but the single biggest thing that has changed is the internet, obviously. There's so much information that's readily available to the consumer. The same information that the dealers have, the consumer now has. The problem is that the consumer doesn't know how to decipher and process that information, and the internet has empowered the buyer, but it hasn't taught them how to interpret that information, or how to comprehend the data that they've got. And that's where I come in to help provide clarity to the consumer so they know exactly what they're doing. And, to complicate things even further with the internet, with cars, there's really three essentials. You have the manufacturer, we have to have them, the dealer, that's the only place you can buy a new car, and the consumer. With the internet, now we have a whole new layer that has interjected themselves in the process with all the third parties. And we all know them. They're the national companies that you see in the Super Bowl commercials, and, buying clubs and insurance companies that say that you get a better deal if you use their club. The reality of it is that none of those third parties do anything for the consumer. All they're doing is capturing your information and selling it to the dealer. So you really get what you pay for. If you're not paying for anything, you're not getting the service. The dealer is the one that's paying for the services for all of these third parties. They're out there for reviews, for analysis of the new models and horsepower and safety and reliability and all of that. But in terms of helping the consumer make a decision and decipher the information, they don't do anything for you.
Well, I got to tell you, we're going to a break. Okay. But really quickly, could you just say really fast what the biggest misconception is among consumers? And then just one word, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
The best price is the wrong question. What's your best price? It's what every customer asks. That's what every customer wants to know. It's the wrong question.
So, and tell them why.
Because price is where you start. That's one piece of your financial commitment.
We are going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk further. This is awesome. We've got our lines open here, and everyone's going to get that free buyer's checklist. It comes along with a deal analysis worksheet. You can call here at 602-277-5369. He's nationwide, so it's 1-866-536-1100. Check him up. It is CarMinds.com.
For trading it all.
So welcome back, everyone. And I got to say this. I have had all men in here right now with me.
Yep.
And every single man that has been listening to you while you've been talking has been riveted, because lots of times it's a man buying the car. Not to say us women don't do it too, but you've got a service that almost everyone because they hate the deal, they hate going through the process, that you're here because you really found out, I want to help everybody out there, not just certain people, everyone. Go ahead.
Well, I think that's a lot of fun. Obviously, I can't see the guys behind me and what reactions they're having to our conversation. But if people use my system, you can't make a bad decision. Okay? And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a first-time buyer, if you're an experienced buyer, if you're, a single parent. It doesn't matter. And one of the biggest misconceptions, coming back to your last question, Carol, is people think for whatever reason that the car dealer has some superhuman power, that we're going to make you do something that you don't want to do, or you're going to buy something that you don't want to buy. And I'm sure that, those situations are out there with, a salesperson in any industry giving all the reasons why you should. But the reality of it is we just need to be ourselves. There's nothing to be afraid of. The car dealer can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. This is about the consumer. It's about your time. It's about you enjoying the new car.
I got to ask you, is it true that if you walk away and they let you go, that really was the best deal that they can give you? Do you mind me asking that?
No, I don't mind you asking any questions, and that's part of this whole thing. And one of the reasons that I decided to do this webinar series is it's live. Okay, so everything that we talk about are real life situations. It's not the same rhetoric that you find on the internet, because I'll be honest, before I decided to do this, obviously I did my research, and if you go online and you start searching for how to buy a car, what to do, what not to do, you get a bunch of rhetoric that's way, way, way outdated. And I'll give you a couple of, for examples. One of them says, don't tell them that you're going to finance it, you're going to pay cash. Well, there's some manufacturers that have incentives for you, cash incentives. It might be additional rebates for you to finance it with them. Why would you not want to know that?
Right.
Number one. Number two, they might say, don't tell them that you have a trade-in. Well, back in a previous life, I'm sure that may have been a good strategy, but today, new car dealers, the average new car dealer in the United States loses money on new cars. So if you're in looking at a new car that they're going to lose money on, why in the world would you tell them or not tell them that you have a trade-in? That's what they want. They want the trade-in. In many cases, that's the glue to the deal. And if you're telling them that you don't have one, you're going to end up negotiating the deal twice, once on the car that you're wanting to buy, and you're going to negotiate a deal again on your trade-in. So many of these old do's and don'ts are way outdated, and
they don't apply anymore,
and time drains. And the biggest thing that I would say, and that I tell consumers, my family, when you go into a car dealership, don't lie. Just tell the truth. I'm here and I want to look at whatever that is. Insert make and model. I want to look at Pilot. Let the salesperson show you what.
Mine's a Maserati. Sorry, but go ahead.
You want right. So if you want to look at a Maserati, then tell them what you're there to accomplish, and let them show and tell you everything that they know about it, and ask questions, and be yourself.
Mm-hmm. I
right?
think people are on edge when they just are, because of the process.
Right.
That it seems like they have this whole thing that they have it down, and it's a process.
Right.
You're there all day.
Right. And I don't know that I'm going to change everybody's personality, but there's really no need for fear of going into the car dealership. And I hear so many times from women that they hate the process. My husband's going to come back and he's going to negotiate the process. I say that it's not that women love shopping. It's not that they don't like shopping. They don't want to sit there and listen and observe their husbands acting a fool, trying to pretend that they're somebody that they're not, because they think that's how they need to be to get a good deal. It's just not the case.
Well, here's the thing. You've been doing this for what, over 30 years?
Over 30 years.
30 years, and he decided to bring it out to everybody else. And so you can check him out on his website. It is CarMinds.com, but he's nationwide. And what we've got here is we've got everyone that's getting there. He's given it to everyone. It's a free buyer's checklist and a deal analysis worksheet. These webinars that you're doing, they're started now already? They're already on, or how's it work?
Yeah, they're starting next week. They're all brand new. That I launched a special series just for this show. The pricing on them is under $50. You can watch any of the webinars as many times as you like for the time period that you pay for, and we cover all of the topics that go into researching and buying a vehicle. And I will not end one of the webinars without answering everybody's question. So if we can't cover it in the time allotted, we'll connect offline, email, but I'm going to make sure that every question is answered.
I also want to mention, too, there's a lot of women that get divorced, right?
Sure.
And then they're on their own for a long time, and then they have to buy a car, and they're frightened of it. I mean, I think they really are. I know I'll have a lot of friends that now they might go through somebody to do it, but they don't have to. They can listen to you and learn the correct way.
Right. So to take things to the next step, and everybody's got unique situations and certain special circumstances, but really all anybody needs is the webinar series. Personally, I think if you buy a car or enter into a major financial decision without getting some guidance and asking questions about the process from an expert on whatever it is, I think you're nuts, personally. Should I candy coat that a little bit? No, I think you're nuts.
I like that. I think people are nuts too sometimes.
I think you're nuts.
And let me just say something too. I would love that, the name of the show. Okay? So if people use his system, he says this, that you can't make bad decisions. So you can call him. He's nationwide. That phone number is 925-285-5859. It's CarMinds.com. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get the free buyer's checklist and a deal analysis worksheet. All you have to do is fill it out, and you'll figure out how to make the best deal. Is that correct?
That's right. And for the consumers out there that have, maybe some confidential life situations or unique circumstances that they don't want to ask publicly or maybe on a webinar format, I do have a one-on-one coaching option. It's another $100, but that gives you unlimited Q&A with me to be able to guide you through the process. And if you don't want to deal with it at all because you're too busy or you don't have the patience for it, you can hire me and I'll do everything for you. And in most cases, the car will be delivered to your home or office.
That's awesome. So again, he can even do it for you. Wow, that's awesome. Now, I got to get this one in because I know we have a short on time here. Every time someone buys a car, they push buttons, right? Warranties and more. Most things that I've already said not to buy, that they don't want it. What's your take on that?
Yeah, so most of the reading that you're going to do that's out there is going to tell you all the things not to do. Most of it's going to tell you that you shouldn't buy a warranty and you shouldn't buy the accessories. My take on it is this. In the desert, if every dealer here were going to put brush guards or cattle guards on the front of trucks, we don't need them for scorpions and rattlesnakes. People would think you've lost it. But if you go to Montana or South Dakota, as I think we were talking earlier, that might be commonplace. So it's not my place to say what's right or wrong. It's my place to give the consumer all of the information about all of the products, and whether I believe it in or not, if it makes you more comfortable, if it makes you feel safe, if it gives you peace of mind, if it makes you happy and that's how you want to spend your money, that's fine. Just make sure that the dollars that you're paying are at market price, not above.
I love it. I love that you are not that typical car salesman at all. And I love the fact that, what you wanted to do is educate the consumer out there now, which is awesome. Again, we've got our lines open here. You can keep on calling throughout the rest of the show. You're getting a free buyer's checklist, a deal analysis, which is a worksheet that you're going to get. Our number here is 602-277-5369. He's nationwide, so toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So I got to ask you, are you an anti-dealer?
No, I work on both sides of this, and I think it's a great question because people are going to wonder, well, do you work for the dealer or do you work for the consumer? I work for both, but I don't take sides. What I'm here for is to help find the deal. When we get quickly to a point where the dealer will sell and the consumer will transact, we have a win-win. I facilitate getting there as quickly, as pain-free, and as with minimal stress as possible. So the dealer is necessary.
Go ahead.
And we need them.
Well, but we also need people like you. And if you don't want to do it yourself, he'll even do it for you. Give him a call. It's 925-285-5859. It's CarMinds.com.